What's up, guys? Game Nut here, and welcome back to some more Madden 16 Ultimate Team. And today for you guys, we are going to be pushing forward into the playoffs and playing in our conference championship game, seeing if we can make it to that Super Bowl. But of course, as always, before we get into our game, we have the stuff that we went over in our Ultimate Team before we actually get into the game. Now, our free promo pro packs for the week, and right off the bat, you guys can see we're getting an elite Patrick Peterson 86 overall cornerback, and this could not come at a better time. A nice upgrade to get in our cornerback position. You guys can see a great card on the back, 86 overall. We have Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie at the number 1, and Patrick Peterson will fit very nicely at the number 2 spot on our cornerback position. Now, we go into the second pack. We don't really get anything out of a player, but we actually do get another free pro pack. So instead of 3 packs, we're actually getting 4 out of this. So I guess it's, kind of a nice little turnaround that we got right there. But we go into the third pro pack. Again, not really anybody that we're getting. We're getting a Josh Hill, 76 overall tight end. Don't really need a new tight end. We have Travis Kelce. And in our free pro pack, we're only getting a J.J. Wilcox. Again, more players that are not going to help us out. Now, as you guys take one more quick look at our team, we haven't changed anything whatsoever onto the offense. But, of course, onto the defense, you guys just saw, we just pulled him. Patrick Peterson, our new starting number 2 cornerback. And we have our 2 new safeties that we got in the last episode, as well as Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. We beefed up our defense pretty good in the last episode. So as we go in here into our conference championship game, you guys can see we get 1,500 coins and a pack which will contain, the collectibles that you get as you go along and play so many head-to-head solo challenges. I'm blanking on the name of them right now. But as you guys can see, we're going into our game and we're playing home. We're receiving the ball at the start of the game. Devin Hester's going to return this one from about the 3-yard line. Try and take it out. See if he can make something happen. And he gets a decent return and actually takes it to the 30-yard line. So, first play of offense on the day. We're going to Arian Foster right up the middle. He can't really manage to find the hole, and he's only picking up about 2 yards on that first carry. So now on a 2nd and 8, we're going right back to him. Let's get the run game going. And with Arian Foster, he's breaking to the sideline, but ends up getting tackled by his shoelace or something, and immediately comes out and gets a nice 46-yard rush to put us all the way down at the 22-yard line. So now in the next play, 1st and 10, unfortunately we're ended up taking a sack by Russell Wilson. On a 3rd and 14, one play later, we try to find Steve Smith Sr., but the continuation of Russell Wilson's inaccuracy just goes on, and we're not able to convert on that drive, and unfortunately we had to settle for a field goal after Arian Foster was able to put us in such great field position on that one run. But my opponent's first drive of the game, he tries going across the middle of the field to Julio Jones, and I don't know how I didn't get that interception. I was right there with Michael Kendricks. Next play, a 2nd and 10, my opponent's going with a screen play. We're able to stop him just short of that 1st down marker, so now it is on a 3rd and 3 for my opponent. He's going with a toss play to Alfred Morris. And T.J. McDonald is there to stop him, and he is just short of the 1st down. But you guys already know, it's Madden. 4th and 2 for my opponent. He's going for it. He's going with the no huddle. You can see he's calling some audibles back there. And we are able to get there with Mario Williams and get the sack and get a turnover on downs. I mean, that was a great way to come out in my opponent's first possession. Stop him from getting absolutely no points, and we start off here in great field position. Easily a field goal if we can't do anything. But our first play, you can see Russell Wilson finds the hole, is able to get a nice 1st down scrambling. 1st and goal, we find Travis Kelce for a nice 5-yard reception. So later on a 2nd goal, decided to go with the out route to Keenan Allen, our always reliable number 1 overall receiver. And he gets ourselves our first touchdown of this game, as the game started to freeze a little bit. Wouldn't let him finish his touchdown celebration. Finally, a couple seconds later, it finished, but my opponent that easily threw the PlayStation out of the window, and just like that, we are into our Super Bowl. Now, normally I would save the Super Bowl for a different episode, but because this episode was so short with that gameplay, I decided to go ahead and just add the Super Bowl into this, hence the title. I'm sure you guys were a little bit confused about that. So, as we go into our Super Bowl, you guys can see my opponent had Adrian Peterson, the Draft Champions Edition, 91 overall. And we're starting things off by taking a sack already in this game. But on our 2nd play, we're going to Travis Kelce. He's able to get all of those yards back and more and gets a new 1st down. So the next play, we go with Arian Foster, trying to establish a little bit of a run game in this game. And he's only able to find 4 yards on that first rush. So we go to our fullback, who's actually really a tight end. Just try and keep things safe, maybe get a little bit closer to that 1st down marker. So it's on a 3rd and 2 now. Russell Wilson steps back, tries to go to Steve Smith Sr., who again is just wide open, would have easily had that 1st down, but he cannot convert because his inaccuracy is just, it's terrible. So I decided to go for it on 4th down. Tried to go to a play where everybody was covered, and unfortunately we end up throwing an interception. Now, my opponent with Adrian Peterson, it's going to be tough trying to stop this guy, and as you can see, my opponent's first play with them, AP, is breaking one loose for 38 yards. And as we move forward, one play later, 2nd and 8, you guys are going to see my opponent's going right back to Adrian Peterson on the very next play. 3rd and 1, Matt Forte comes into the game, but as you guys can see, my opponent is running the same exact play every single time he comes out into the field. It's the same exact run play, and I don't know what it was, but I just could not find any way to stop this thing. And my opponent goes right in with AP, and he gets a touchdown and goes up 7-0 already into this game. So we're down in our Super Bowl. This is not where we wanted to start. On a 1st and 10, we tried going with the wide receiver screen to Julio Jones. That is unable to get absolutely nothing on the play. So 2nd and 12 now. We're going to see if we can find any wide receivers open. But as you guys can see, all of our receivers are completely covered. That's because my opponent, for some reason, he only sent one man on a rush. And everybody else, all 12 defenders, were back covering. So I didn't know what to do. When there's 10 defenders back there and over 3 receivers, how am I supposed to complete any play whatsoever? So again, we're ended up throwing an interception with Russell Wilson. 2nd and 10. I was there with Kendrick, but he was too slow to keep up with his tight end. And we are going down 14-0 in our Super Bowl. So my opponent, he's calling some crazy plays. I don't really know how to stop them. I don't know how to stop his one play he does on offense. He's calling plays on defense where every single one of my receivers are completely covered by an excessive amount of defenders. And then on 3rd and 9, desperation kicked in. We tried going to a route that was not there. And unfortunately, we yet again throw another interception in this game. My opponent already easily in field goal range. And as you guys can see, Adrian Peterson comes right back out running the same exact run play. And he is just destroying us with that run play. I mean, like I said, I hate going against guys that are like this. They just find their way into the game where there's things that can't be stopped. And it's like no matter what you do, your opponent is going to automatically find some way to drive down the field and make plays against you. And I just hate doing it because I don't know how to stop them. And I just hate going against people like this. And why does it have to happen to me in my Super Bowl? I mean, it's really just not fair, you guys. I don't know what to do about it. So 21-0. We're not going to quit just yet. So on a 1st and 10, we've got 56 seconds left to see if we can do something before half is over. So we go to Travis Kelce. Finally, we are finding something on offense, and we're getting a 1st down. So 2nd and 10, Russell Wilson. Again, as you guys can see, only 3 men were being sent. Everybody else was back in coverage, and we ended up taking a sack. As again, I don't know what my offensive line is doing. They're just letting these couple of guys get through, and they're unable to make a block. So on a 3rd and 17, again, desperation kicked in. I tried going for the deep ball, and I don't know who that was that got that interception, but apparently this guy is invincible and cannot be tackled. TJ Ward is who that was, and my opponent ends up getting a pick 6 out of that. I mean, I'm not going to lie, that was a pretty nice pick 6, an interception, returning it for a touchdown, but that dude had at least 3 times when he should have been tackled and for some reason was able to just shake off everybody and take it to the house. So we're in the second half of this game now. I decided, you know what, let's just go with the field goal block formation, and we finally stopped that run by Adrian Peterson. So the next play, of course, my opponent said, all right, you want to do that? I'm going to go with the passing play this time. And Adrian Peterson is able to cut to the inside of the field, easily get the 1st down. And now my opponent is a 1st and goal for him on the 3-yard line. Matt Forte checks into the game. And as you guys can see, the same exact run play was run, and he goes in easily for the touchdown. So now it is a 35-0 game in my own Super Bowl. So, I mean, at this point, obviously, I can't do anything. You guys just saw again, only a 2-man rush. Everybody was back in a zone, and it's just like I don't know what to do against that. There's really nothing you can do. When there's 9-10 guys back defending a ball against 3 receivers, I mean, really, how can you complete a pass or get anything going on offense? So, unfortunately, our Super Bowl, our season came to an awful end. I mean, we had a rough start to the season. We ended up going 1-2, but from that point, we won everything from there on out, all the way up now until our Super Bowl, until we went ahead and had to lose that game against my opponent, who I just couldn't find an answer to anything that he ran. All of his passing plays, his running plays, really, not really his passing plays, but his run game with Adrian Peterson. Just that one play, I don't really know what it was. I guess that's one of those broken plays where it just works every single time. as well as on defense where there was no passes to be able to be made because he just sent everybody on a zone defense and whatnot. So kind of a difficult game, kind of a rough end to our season. I know it kind of sucks, and I know it's been a long time since I've done an Ultimate Team episode. You guys can see in the main menu, Team of the Week for Week 8. I know it's kind of a long time ago, but I apologize for that. I've been working on this new episode that you guys will come in the next couple of days because I've been getting a lot of new players for my team. You guys will see it in the next episode. We're making a bunch of big upgrades for our players, or for our team, I should say, and we're going to be bringing a couple of legends to our team. So that's what I've been really working on and haven't really gotten to this episode that I've had ready for you guys. So once again, I really hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of Ultimate Team, even though it was kind of disappointing. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to let me know by leaving a like. And I will catch you guys at the start of our new season in the next episode. Peace out, guys.